right, so let's see if we can make this make sense. Woo! Hello again, my people of Earth. And by people of Earth, I mean the select few that listen to this podcast once a week. Hi, talking to you. It is Allie Banks once again with Be the Change or Stop Complaining, your weekly dose of health podcast. What are we talking about today? It's kind of, it's like a little bit, I think it's kind of stream of consciousness is what we're going to chalk it up to. We're going to call it stream of consciousness because I don't know if this makes sense. That's why I'm calling it that. We're in the car again. This time we're sitting at a lake though. For fun. We're sitting at a lake. We're also sitting in the passenger seat. So if you're watching on YouTube, you will notice that the steering wheel is not in front of my face today because I'm sitting in the passenger seat. So hi.
So be the change. And if you don't want to be the change, you're not ready to be the change, then stop complaining.
So, I'm going to talk about judgment and obligation and acceptance and approval, basically. I feel like it's a little bit of a hot take. I feel like, maybe I'm going to come off as like kind of a shitty person. The way that I will poorly articulate this. But I don't care. I'm going to say it anyways. So, okay, so let's start here. Let's start with a little bit of child psychology. That's what we're going to start with. So, when you're a kid, when you're a little itty bitty babe, this is a real thing, okay? You start off with a very egocentric mind frame. Not because kids are shitty, selfish little fucks, even though they are, but it's not their fault because of brain development. I'm going to explain a little bit about brain development. I went to college. Okay. So when you're little, you have an egocentric mind. So like, if you're on the phone with a kid, maybe you've experienced this before. If you're on the phone with like a little kid, like maybe they're watching, okay, so you call like, a relative and they have a kid. And you're talking to the relative, and then they're like, oh, do you want to talk to little Johnny? And you're like, yes, I want to talk to little Johnny. And little Johnny's like busy watching TV, right? And they're like, okay, little Johnny, your auntie wants to say hi, like here, da-da-da. And then they give them the phone, and you're like, hi, little Johnny. And he's like, hi. And you're like, what are you doing? Little Johnny's going to point to the TV. And you're on the phone, you're like, hello? And Johnny's just pointing to the TV. And you're like, what are you doing? And he doesn't know that you can't see the TV. Because little kids, they do not acknowledge that other people's realities are different from their realities. So like, they can see the TV, so obviously you can see the TV. And they've done tons of like studies and tests with this whole thing. Like there's this one test where like, they tell a kid like, there's a cookie underneath this box, right? And Sally and Jimmy are playing, and Sally hides the cookie underneath this box. Where does Jimmy think the cookie is? And they're going to be like, underneath the box. In their stupid little kid words, they're going to say underneath the box. And then they'll say, okay, but then Jimmy leaves the room, and Sally takes the cookie from underneath this box and goes and hides it underneath the bed. And then Jimmy comes back. Where does Jimmy think that the cookie is? And the kid's going to be like, underneath the bed. Because the kid knows that it's underneath the bed. He cannot even register that Jimmy wouldn't know that because Jimmy walked out of the room. This little kid doesn't give a fuck. He's like, no, but I know that the cookie's underneath the bed. So the cookie's underneath the bed. So Jimmy should obviously know that the cookie's underneath the bed. So you see what I'm saying? They have only their reality and they assume that everyone else shares the same reality. Okay, so with that line of thinking, right? That was kind of a really long-winded explanation, as I do. You know this about me. Sorry. So with that same concept, right? Little kids, like, they'll pick up a little plastic chair and they think that they are the strongest human that ever lived. They're like, I am the strongest. You know, little kids think that, like, they are the strongest, they are the fastest, they are the smartest, they are the coolest, they're the best dancer, they're the best singer. And that's why you see kids doing dumb shit all the time, because they think that they are fucking awesome. Because in their reality, they are. In their reality, they don't see what everyone else is doing because they don't give a fuck. Not that they don't not give a fuck, but they just don't register it. It's not in their brain capacity to register that anyone else can do the things that they can do, which gives them enormous self-confidence. They have no idea that other people can judge them or can disagree with them, or, you know, they don't know what embarrassment is. They don't know what shame is. It's beautiful, but it's also fucking heartbreaking, because when you grow up and your brain develops a little bit more, you do start to realize that, Johnny, Jimmy, why are those the only two boy names I can come up with right now? Johnny is actually stronger than you, and Jimmy is faster than you, and Mary is prettier than you, and Sally is smarter than you. You start to find these things out. It's a terrible realization. So then that's where the ego comes in. That's where your ego starts to get bruised, and your self-confidence starts to wane, and you start to find out that you're actually not as sick as you thought that you were. Which, is that true? No, it's not true. But your brain starts doing that. That's when you start to enter society and you start to realize, like, oh, fuck, there's people out there that are way cooler than me, or smarter than me, or better than me, or stronger than me, or faster than me, or whatever it is. And so then you stop dancing in public, and you stop singing in public. It's sad. It's very sad to grow up. But anyways, you also, on the flip side of that, start to judge other people. And it all kind of just becomes a contest. And so now everybody is lacking this self-love and this self-confidence. And this is, you know, when you're little, right? And it's crucial that you have good parents when you're younger. I'm sorry if you didn't. But parents are huge, because then you have, like, the different attachment, what are those called? I forget. Attachment somethings. You know, like secure attachment or anxious attachment. Just based on, like, how your parents parented you as a kid. You're either, like, a very secure individual, or you're really anxious individual, or you're very, like, withdrawn individual. It's just, like, the parenting style that you had affects, like, how you behave as an adult. Attachment theories, is that what that is? I don't know, whatever. So, like, the family unit is kind of your base, right? When you are little to when you kind of start school, the family is the only thing that you know. And so you like, that kind of initially determines, like, the judgments that you receive, you know, about yourself, like how your family judges you. And I don't mean judge in, like, a negative way, but just judgment. What they tell you about yourself starts with the family, what your parents tell you about you, or just watching your family. You start to learn the roles that people play in the world, and you start to develop an idea of what role you are going to play in the world. Basically, you start off forming an idea of who you are from a very, very small data point. Like, you only have the stuff that you can collect from your small little pool of family relationships and dynamics. So that's what you start. And then you start school, right? Kindergarten through whatever fucking grade. And now you're around your peers. And so now all of their little family dynamics are crisscrossing and merging. And so you're picking up more and more about different behaviors and different personalities and different skills and different values. You start picking up all this other shit. And then, like, shit that your fucking teachers put into your head. You're getting just all of this fucking information from new sources, basically, when you enter into school. And so then that starts to play a part in, you know, who you become as an adult, right? But so this is where the biggest insecurities come in, because now you're surrounded by people that are your own age, and you're really comparing yourself to everybody else. And let's not forget that fucking kids are mean. Kids are fucking so mean to each other. in my experience, girls are so fucking mean to other girls. Oh my God. And I know I have some significant trauma from my formative years with girls. They're vicious, man. They fucked me up. So then, like, as a teenager and in school and stuff, that's why we have, like, okay, it's not why we have sports, but, you know, you start joining sports groups and clubs, and you start finding, you know, your clique, your friend group, and all that. You try to start fitting into boxes. You start to try to, like, form your identity. Who am I? What role do I play in this micro society that I currently exist in? And you start literally becoming a person for the sake of, like, not a person, but like becoming a specific person for the sake of fitting in to a box, any box. It doesn't fucking matter which box. As long as you're in a box, as long as you have people that will accept you, you'll fit into that box. Pick a box, any box. As long as you get that acceptance and that approval from other people. And you probably change your box like 487 times. Like that whole joke, it's not a phase, Mom. When you go through your emo phase. It's a phase. It's a phase because, like, oh, that's what I'm supposed to do right now because everyone else is doing it, so I need to fit in. You know? That's why we have brand name clothes. Because if you wear this brand name, then you're cool. And you fit in. That's why trends exist. Certain haircuts are trendy. Certain clothing styles are trendy. Certain music is trendy. Because everybody wants to just fit in with everybody else. Because when you don't fit in, then you're that weirdo. You're the little weirdo. You're different. You know? Oh, but now it's cool to be different. Oh, wait. Now it's cool to be different. It's cool to be different. So now you're fitting into the box of being different. But that's a fucking paradox. Because you're still fitting into a box. You want to, like, oh, like, I don't fit into any labels. I'm different. You're not fucking different because you're behaving in the exact same way that all of these other people underneath the label of different are behaving, and therefore your label is being different. And the label different is kind of just an umbrella for all the different labels. You know? Like, heading, different. Subheading, pick any of them. I don't even know. Anime geek. Emo, goth, fucking social justice warrior. Your political party is your entire identity. Yeah, calling you out, bro. Or your sexuality is your entire identity. Fucking, oh my God, are you kidding me? They're all just labels so that we can feel like we fit into a certain box within society. One of the little cubby holes of society. We do all of this for love and acceptance and approval. And it's not like I haven't also done this. Like, I'm not just, like, okay, I'll call myself out right now. When I was in high school, the only, quote-unquote, sport that I did before high school was gymnastics. So when I got to high school, the high school that I went to, I didn't know anybody there. So I was like, I need to join a team, like, ASAP, so that I can have some friends, so that I won't be that weirdo that just walks around alone at school. So I joined the fucking cheer team. And so then I put on the identity of the cheerleader. I was a cheerleader in high school. That was me. Go Wildcats. I was a fucking cheerleader. Fine. But I didn't like I didn't want that role. Once I got, like, towards the end of high school, I was like, I don't want to be the cheerleader. Ew. God, I hate that stereotype. I hate that cliche fucking skinny blonde girl cheerleader. No. So what did I do? I went and joined the fucking Marine Corps. Because the identity that I wanted was the tough bitch that didn't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. So I joined the fucking Marine Corps. And I was going to be super tough. And so then in college, that was the identity that I chose. I don't give a fuck about frats and sororities and partying. You guys are totally dumb. Like, I'm going to be fucking sick. I will be the workout girl and the ROTC girl and the Marine Corps girl. And I'll be the tough bitch that nobody fucks with because she's a bitch. And so no one wants to be her friend because she's a bitch. That was the fucking... Tell me how that makes sense. Tell me how that makes sense. So that was the fucking identity that I chose for college. Was the tough bitch that didn't give a fuck about anything, and yeah. And then I got kicked out of the fucking Marine Corps. So now what do I do? Now I don't have an identity box. Oh no. So I tried to grab onto some new ones for a second there. Real failed attempt to try to conform to a new box. But I couldn't find a box. Couldn't find a box that I wanted to be. And then, very recently, I decided that I don't like any of the boxes. And I don't want to be in any of the boxes. So I'm just going to be Allie. That's what I'm going to be now. I've had enough judgment. I've had enough, attempts at fitting in. I've had enough not being good enough for the boxes that I wanted to be in, the labels that I wanted to be known as. I've had enough fucking trauma in my life to actually not really give a fuck about any of it, which is why I have the audacity to go onto a very social platform and say the things that I am saying right now. But I don't mean that to sound cool at all. There's just no other way to really put it. I just don't care. Because now I am living under the my only goal in my life at this moment is to be happy at exactly every moment in time. I just want to be happy all the time. So I only do things that make me happy. And I'm finding out that a lot of the things that I previously thought made me happy don't make me fucking happy. I actually didn't like that. Like in high school, we always went to house parties, right? Because I was part of the popular group. The popular group always hung out with only the popular group. And so we would go to these house parties every weekend. I didn't drink or do drugs in high school at all. I never did. I was actually the president of the drug-free club in high school. So I didn't do any of that shit, but I went to all of the parties. And I told myself that I had so much fun and I loved my friends and I loved going to these parties. No, I fucking didn't. Fucking hated it. And now I don't really want to go to your stupid party. I actually didn't have fun doing that at all. I like to go paddleboarding. I like to sit on the couch and watch TV sometimes. Or I like to go to the gym and pick heavy stuff up and put it back down over and over and over again. And also, I like to get my nails done. And also, I like to wear hobo clothes. And also, I don't really wear makeup almost exactly ever. But I love sundresses. And I love 90s grunge music. But I also love country music. And I also love pop music. I think that there are too many humans on this planet, but I want to help every single one of them. I don't have a lot of friends, but I don't know any strangers. You see what I'm like? I don't fit into any of this stuff. I don't fit into any of the boxes, and I don't pretend to fit into any of the boxes. I'm just Allie. And that's fine, because Allie is so fucking happy. Allie's happy all the time. And so, I wonder about a lot of things that go on, because I don't think that it makes anybody happy to get angry about politics. I don't think it makes anybody happy to get into a horrible confrontation with a perfect stranger about a political or social issue. I don't think it makes anybody happy to get on the internet and see videos of people being so fucking ugly to each other. That doesn't make anybody happy. So why do we do it? Why the fuck do we argue about this dumb shit? And someone's gonna get mad at me for saying that, for calling it dumb shit, because how dare you? Like, these are real issues that the country deals with. I'm talking about America. These are real issues that the country deals with. But no, they're not. Like, yeah, to a certain extent, there's some things that the government does that us little people have no control over, and it's kind of a little bit, it's not good. Makes us a little unhappy, for sure. But why does that mean that we have to argue amongst each other? Why do you care if I don't want the baby inside of me? Why do you care? It's not any of your fucking business. Why do you care if I get this stupid fucking vaccine? Oh, because it's going to protect you also? If you get the vaccine, don't worry about if I have the vaccine. So why are we arguing? And if you want the vaccine, why is it any of her business if you have the vaccine or you don't have the vaccine? Why does it matter? It doesn't matter. That's your choice. Your choice. Why does it matter if Bob wants to marry Joe? Why does it matter if Sally wants to marry Susie? Why does it fucking matter? Are you Sally? Are you Susie? Are you Bob? Are you Joe? No? Then shut the fuck up. Then shut the fuck up. Then shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's none of your fucking business. I just wish that everybody would do what makes them happy instead of worrying about what other people are doing to make themselves happy. And I think I've probably maybe said this on another episode. It sounds very familiar. I don't know. I'm getting hot because I'm getting Too excited. Anyways, point being, the labels. The labels will be the death of us, because when you're trying so hard to fit into a label, you're not being your true self. When you're not doing everything to make yourself happy, that means that you're doing everything to make other people happy. And where does that get us? It gets us absolutely fucking nowhere. But I understand that sometimes we do. Sometimes we have to make other people happy. And that's where obligation comes in. Okay? The only example that I can really give in my life specifically right now, I'm living at home again because I'm working in Georgia. My parents live in Georgia, so I'm living in Georgia at home with my parents and my brothers and my grandma. We all live together. Initially, I had a conversation with my mom. I don't want to be I love you and you are my mom, but you're not my parent anymore. Okay, I've been living on my own for about 5 years now. I don't need the mom role. I love you, but I want to be like a roommate essentially in the house. Okay, I just leave me alone kind of thing. And it was all good, fine and dandy. We had this conversation. We understood, right? But I get home from work and we watch this TV show together. So I get home from work and I kind of want to take a shower and eat and go the fuck to sleep, but we have to watch our TV show. So my tired ass has to sit down on the couch and watch the TV show because it makes my mom happy and it makes my dad happy. And so I watch the TV show every night. Do I have to? No, but do I feel obligated to? Yes. My grandma wants to take all of her grandkids out to dinner tonight, as a matter of fact. Tonight, to Red Robin. I don't want to go, but it will make my grandma happy, so I'm gonna go. These are obligations. Sometimes you have to do things that might not make you happy, but will make other people happy because you are obligated to do so. And I'll be honest, I don't have a solution for this one yet. I don't have a solution to some of the obligations that we have in our lives, except for a shift in your perspective. I told you that I was taking that friend to and from work that week when their car was fucked up, right? My mom was like, Allie, you're always extending yourself for other people. You're always like, why do you go out of your way to help other people that wouldn't do the same thing for you? And I told her, well, because it makes me happy. Being of service to other people makes me happy. And I'm doing what makes me happy. So I'm doing this for this person. Now, I didn't think it all the way through because what also makes me happy is going to the gym. And as you saw last week, I was not very happy. Or was it last week? Yeah, last week. I wasn't in the best mood. So that backfired a little bit. But I was trying to shift my perspective. I do like to help people. And I like to see other people be happy, and that makes me happy. And so therefore, taking this person to and from work, even though it was out of my way, made me happy. And so I was happy, right? So it's a shift in your perspective. I don't want to go to Red Robin, but I love the fuck out of my grandma. And I love the fuck out of my cousins and my brothers who are also going to be there. And so I'm going to have a wonderful dinner with my family, who I love very much. And I'll figure out the fucking menu. Maybe I won't order anything. Maybe I'll just sit there and enjoy the company. Doesn't matter. I'll shift the perspective because making my grandma happy will make me happy. And so therefore I will be happy. So that is the only solution I have to some of the bullshit obligations that we have. I also really like that TV show that I have to watch after work every single day. So it's cool. It's fine. I'm tired and I would rather go take a shower and go to sleep, but I do like this TV show. So you know what? It's fine. And my mom is happy. And I get to spend some time with my mom. And I see my dad at work every day, so that's not the bigger issue here. But you get what I'm saying. It makes me happy to see them happy, so I'm still happy. So, shift in perspective for some of the obligations that we have. And I think that works just fine. I recognize that it is very utopian and naive to ask that everyone just be happy all the time and mind their own business and the world would be a better place. I understand that that's very, very naive of me. I get it, because as optimist as I am, I'm also extremely cynical. So I understand that I'm asking for a lot here. And I understand that it's not that way. I get it. But I think it's interesting food for thought. And I'm only asking that maybe you could just consider, maybe kind of start to think about it in your day to day. Is this making me happy? If it's not, try not doing it. If you can. If it is possible in your little speck life to not do that thing that's not making you happy, then don't do it. And maybe try to find other things that do make you happy. That make you happy regardless of what other people think about it. Was that words? Regardless of what other people think about it. Mumbler. Find the things that actually make you happy. Just try it. Just try it. And if you have to do things that make you unhappy, play a little game with yourself and try to find a perspective on that thing that will make you happy. Just try it. Just see if that can work. Please. Just give it a shot. It might be, just look at it as like a fun little social experiment. Just see if you can do it. See if you can go through an entire day being happy about everything. Give it a shot. And maybe even in that same day, only make other people happy as well. Try to only do things that make you happy and just be a positive, bright, light, wonderful spec human for one day. And see if you can just bring some happy into the day for everybody. Just give it a shot. And stop worrying so much what other people think. Don't put so much stake into that, guys. Because it doesn't, if you do something that's not making you happy to make somebody else happy, or if you're behaving a certain way to meet someone else's expectations of you, at the end of the day, you're still left with you. And that person is still left with them. You're not responsible for anyone else's feelings, except for your own. So if you're doing everything or fitting yourself into a box to please other people, that person doesn't care about you nearly as much as you care about you. So why would you waste your time and your energy and your happiness worrying about someone else when at the end of the day, the only person that's going to care about you as much as you is you? I don't know how to word that as profoundly as it's coming into my brain. Like, it feels like a really profound thought. But then my mouth they're not connecting. Whatever. Maybe you're getting what I'm saying. I don't know. In conclusion, don't worry about what other people think, because what they think is not as important as what you think about you. Do what makes you happy, because when you do what makes you happy, then you are happy, which means you're going to treat other people better, and then those people are going to be happy. And so it's a ripple effect. And then everybody's happy. And again, I know it's naive, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay? Okay. Release yourself from your box. Release yourself from your social box. And just be you. Just be you. Just for a day. Just like a day. And see how it feels. And if it feels good, then try to do it for another day. And dance in public. And sing in public. Even if you're bad at it. I know that I suck at dancing. And I know that I suck at singing. But I sing and dance in public all the time. And it makes me so happy. Try it. It's a great time. Great time. Embarrass the fuck out of yourself, dude. Be 4 years old again. Be 4 years old. Don't give a fuck what anyone else is thinking. I'm talking to myself in a car. In a public park. And people are walking by. But hi. Like, people are looking at me being a crazy person in my car right now. I'll never see that person again. I don't care. It's fine. It's really okay. It's really okay. Sing at the top of your lungs in your car on the freeway with the windows down and go fucking crazy and have a great time. It's okay. Stop being so serious all the time. Floating rock in space, we're all gonna die anyways. If nothing matters, what matters to you, honey? This is a fucking existential crisis, and I'm only 22. I feel like I need to relax a little bit. Because I'm kind of thinking about this type of shit almost exactly all of the time. Woo! Okay. It's really hot in this car. Boom. And I think I've said enough for the day. Tune in for the next Crazy Alley rant on Be the Change, Stop Complaining, Your Weekly Dose of Health. Next Tuesday. It won't be a crazy rant next Tuesday. It'll be something a little bit less maniacal. Whew. Okay. It's a beautiful day. I'm going paddleboarding in an hour. Yay. Okay. If you would like to talk to me, I would love to talk to you. So, there's this link. I know you've never heard of it, but it exists. It's a link. And you can get on it and you can message me. There's like so many links on this one link. It's almost as kind of like a tree. It's like a tree of links. It's crazy. And so you can click on any of them and you can contact me and we can talk. And also, I run this podcast sometimes. It's called Be the Change or Stop Complaining. And sometimes I have guests on it. And so actually, you know, if you wanted to be a guest, I heard that sometimes you can. So you can also contact me, and then you could maybe be a guest on that podcast, maybe sometime. So yeah, it's a link. It's a tree of links, actually. I believe that the link is linktr.ee/BTCFit. And I also am pretty sure that you can click on any of them and contact me. So you should do that. And yeah, it's Tuesday, and I hope that it's a fucking happy Tuesday. I hope that it is I hope it's the happiest Tuesday of your fucking life. Because you're going to decide that it's the happiest Tuesday of your fucking life, because perception is reality, baby. So, happy fucking Tuesday. And I'll see you next week.